Hi everyone, my name is Rosemary Massaro. Welcome to my craft along. This month's craft along is featuring the framed all around stamp set, and we are going to work on creating 4 different cards using the stamp set. We've got some beautiful colors and blends that we're going to be using to create these 4 cards, some cool embossing techniques as well. So I appreciate you joining me. I do my craft alongs each month, and each month you get pre-cut product and with the option to add on a stamp set or a bundle. And typically it'll ship for free with no additional tax if you purchase the craft along. So I am going to be sharing with you these 4 great cards that were inspired by me by my friend Michelle. I took her concept and took it a little farther. So I appreciate you joining me, and we are going to get started. Let me share with you the cards that we're going to be creating. So right here we have 4 cards. Again, this is the stamp bundle that we're using, framed all around. And in this craft along, this stamp set was included as part of the craft along. You always get everything pre-cut and ready to assemble. Stamping is on your own. So particularly nice with this craft along is because the stamp set came with it. So you have everything. But in other craft alongs, if the product is not included, the actual stamp set or bundle, you're always welcome to use your own product. So here is one of the cards. We're using the Stone and Vine Emboss. Here is another one featuring that Daffodil Delight and makes that card just pop. Here is another one. So fun, simple stamping with just a little bit of coloring. Here is our Daisy Daisy embossing folder. And again, very fun, easy cards. So we're going to make one at a time. You'll have the option to review this. Come back to the video as often as you like. Rewatch, pause at your leisure. So that's the one thing that's great about craft alongs. So in this, our first card that we are going to be doing is our bright and bold Daffodil Delight. So this card base is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and we are going to just fold that, or you can score it at 4 1/4. Craft alongs also come with a handwritten, not handwritten, typed, obviously, PDF that you could also refer to with the color images as well. So here we have our inside of our card base, so we might as well get that taken care of. For our handwritten note, and then on here, we are going to do some stamping before we actually layer it on the black cardstock. So I'm going to take our corner frame and it's so nice because there's so many different options with the stamp set that you can use. So I don't know about you guys, but when I have a line item like this, where it's just some straight lines, I want to make sure it's going to go on my block evenly. So I flip it upside down and then I adhere to my block. And we're going to be stamping this with our black Memento or whatever black ink that you have. And it looks like I got a little ink on here, so I'm going to wipe that off. Don't want any smudges. And we're going to just line that up at the corner here. Again, take away that smudge. line that up at the corner there. Now I'm just lining it up based on the lines that are on my block to try to get an even spacing on there. And then we are going to take our flowers. And I think this is, again, on here I am using the black memento. And I think I'm going to grab this piece of scrap paper. Just so I don't get any ink, because I'm going to be actually stamping off on the edges here. So here you're gonna go up like here. And obviously you don't have to position these exactly the way I have them. I don't want to overlap. We're going to put our sentiment right there. And I think I have room right over on the side here. We can do a little bit more right there. All right, so before I stamp with blends, I always just let it set for a second so I don't get any bleeding. So what I am going to do is come in here and we're going to stamp the thinking of you sentiment. Again, I'm doing this in black memento. And for this piece here, you guys all got a piece of a scrap piece of paper. So you can stamp on that. Oops. Good thing I have two sides to that. Obviously, I shook the table. And I'm not worried about getting this exactly straight on here because we're going to fussy cut this. So how many of you are big fans of fussy cutting? Actually, I really don't mind it. I don't want to do a lot of it, but I don't really mind it at all. And I really don't let my wrist do the work. I kind of let the paper do the work by just moving it with my scissors. Just going to cut right around here. There, that looks like a pretty good cut. Put my garbage over to the side. And before we we're going to put this on with a dimensional. We're going to color this in. Give this guy a little bit of color. The colors I'm using is Daffodil Delight. And I'm using my blend, my Old Olive. On this particular one, I'm picking the light color. But you can use whichever color that you choose. The light or the dark. And for the sake of time, I am going fairly quickly. So if I have a few little white gaps here, I'll always come back and do it after. Because this actual craft along does have quite a bit of coloring. See if I can zoom in for you guys too. Might help a little. So if you have any questions about craft alongs, please don't hesitate to ask. I do them monthly. I usually start promoting them on my Crafters Row page, or you can join my newsletter, which that link is in the details here. And you can, so I usually promote in the beginning of the months, and then I either go live or pre-record at the end of the month. You'll always get an email letting you know that your kit has shipped. Also, it'll provide you with a link of your with a video, so you can always reference it, and it'll include a PDF with the step-by-step instructions, which is really nice. Some people are more visual. Some people would just rather take the PDF instructions and follow along that way. Looks like I forgot a whole branch of flowers here, so I'll go back. I guess we can joke and say I can't do two things at once, talk and color. All right, here go back to my yellow here. I love our blends because we've got the wide blend brush, and then we got the fine tip. I'm using fine tip because it's not a large area. And I am going to try to stay in the lines. And 2 little leaves. Okay, so now we can mat that on the black cardstock that came in your kit. It's just a 1/4 of an inch larger, so we're going to just do a layer. Actually, this looks like it's 1/8 of an inch larger. I just love the way the yellow pops. We're going to take some dimensionals. In your craft along, you also got a full package of their shimmering dots. So we're going to use these to do some embellishing. I thought these colors went perfect with our colors of our cards. And I'm going to go with the light. And one. Oops, I didn't grab it. There you go. All right, that is our first card. Got the inside ready for our sentiment note there. And our next card we are going to do is our thinking of you. Now I'm going to tell you this one looks a little different because I was at an event when I was designing and creating these cards and I didn't have my arch. But this is part of the arch die set that's available. And then we use the Daisy Daisy embossing folder. I ended up using this with the two-tone because I wanted it to break off with that white. So optional for you, we're going to do some sanding. So I forgot my sandpaper. You do not have to do this, but I am going to lightly sand. And then we're going to add that to our Highland Heather cardstock. And this is our gorgeous grape. But before we do that, I have to tie some ribbon. Where did I put my ribbon? Or my twine? I left it right behind me. All right, so when I do this, I always put a little bit of adhesive in the back. It helps. And isn't this cool? These are spice bottles, and it really just helps me from everything always unraveling on my twine. So I think I have enough there. I'm going to pray that I do. We're going to wrap that around. And for me, I would always prefer to cut more than what I actually need. Some people may consider it a waste, but I hate having to deal with shorter strings, especially with my nails. Just does not work. Shortening the wrong one. I want to make this one smaller. Slide this over just a little bit. A little too much. I am not the best bow maker, guys. I truly am not. All right, we're going to leave these over here. So I might have to shorten that. All right, so now we are going to do some stamping on your pre-cut arch. And we're going to be using the same flower. We're going to go up around here. And then we're going to go kind of like here. But I think I want to do some masking. So bear with me. I have a piece of scrap paper here. I am going to just line this up. You know what? I'm going to grab something else. So I'm just going to mask off the edge here. And we are going to, again, stamp this in black. And let's get this extra piece out of the way. All right, so we got that lined up pretty straight. I'm just gonna line that up here, ink up. There we go. It came out a little bit shorter than I wanted to, but I'm going to do the same on this side. But won't make the same mistake. Making sure my stem is out. I can always take my journal pen and draw a line here as well. And then I'm going to use my gorgeous grape. And we're going to stamp the sentiment on the inside before I do some coloring. I am going, oh, let's color first. So we got Highland and our old olive. And again, I'm using the light color in here. And obviously I'm keeping the simple. In colors, you can add the centers. You can do a little bit of gold or yellow, like the golden glow would look really pretty as the center color in the middle of these flowers. Let's see if I can remember getting all of the flowers this time. Adding a little rhinestone in the center of these flowers would look really pretty as well. And I think garden green on the blends would look really nice with this color combination as well. Just trying to give you some alternative options if you don't have these specific colors. And we are going to add some dimensionals. Now, I am not one of those people that go crazy with dimensionals. I honestly keep it pretty simple. Right, we're going to take this and put it right over the top here. Again, needing to shift that. There we go. Just a little. All right, I think I'm ready to trim these a little bit. We're going to take and adhere this to the front of our card base. And then add our sentiment piece on the inside, our greetings piece. And your craft alongs do come with envelopes. I know some people who don't offer it, but here we go. We have our really fun, gorgeous grape and Highland Heather thinking of you card. Our next up is our friendship is one of the happiest things I can think of. So again, we're going to be using these corners here, but instead of using black, I am using Secret C, which is a great alternative. So we're going to fold our card or score at 4 1/4. This is cloud cover. Mirrors up really nice with the Secret C. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add the embellishments on that other card, but you have a ton of embellishments. So, and this is the larger of your white sock, 4 by 5 1/4 is what's going to go inside. And now we're going to do some stamping on here. We're going to take our corner piece again. Let's do some swapping here because we're going to use this flower again. I'm going to put that right here. And again, I'm going to take this, lay it down flat, line it up with my line, and this block definitely needs some major cleaning. And our Secret C. Gonna line that up. See if how great I did at lining it up on the block. Not too bad. Not like the other one, I did better. Trying to keep my head out of the camera angle. And then we're going to actually stamp our flowers in the Secret C as well. And we're just going to line that up to the edge right there. Here, we're going to line that up. And we're going to bring it up just to the edge of that corner angle there. We can go ahead and take our sentiment oh, I grabbed the wrong one, but you can use either one. I'll grab the right one. I love the sentiment though. So it is the one that says, our friendship is one of the happiest things I can think of. Sure, we all have a friend that we think of when we see that sentiment. So we're going to put that right there. Perfect. And now we can do some coloring. And the colors that I chose for this is, what did I choose? The light cloud cover and the soft sea foam. So we're going to do the flowers in cloud. And here I did chose the light. One of them I know I chose the dark. I just couldn't remember. Does anybody else consider coloring like therapy? I do. I love to color. It just can take, I don't know, it takes me to just calmness. I am going to go back to the centers here and just add a little bit of dimension just in the center by adding just doing a second layer of color right in the center. And then we're going to take our soft sea foam. And here I did the dark. I knew it was one of these. I just thought the light on the soft sea foam might have been just a little bit too light for this card. And I really wanted it to pop out. I love the color combination with these two together as well. And I honestly don't think soft sea foam gets enough attention. Okay, so now we are going to take our card base and we're going to line that up right there. And on this particular one, I don't have specific colors within here, so I'm just going to use the white on white. And there we have card number 3, and we're on our last card. And our last card, we are using the Stone and Vine embossing folder. If you love this embossing folder, I would highly get it. It's very popular. But it's a nice little accent. Works perfect with this framed around stamp set. So we are using Pool Party on here. And, oh my gosh, let me think of this. Pretty Peacock, maybe? Is that? So we are going to layer this right on the top. This is going to go in the center, and I think I'm going to add dimensionals to it. I'm not sure if your instructions say to or not, but I'm just looking to add a little bit of dimension to the card. We're going to just center this. I'm going to center that right in the middle there. Oh, I think mine's a little bit off base. Then you don't forget your inside greetings. All right, and now we are going to do some stamping here. We are using this sprig leaf here. I am stamping in black memento. And I'm going to just go off a little bit to the side here. I'm going to go up right around here, and then we're going to fill this in with some flowers and maybe a little bit of these smaller leaves right here. So we'll just see how this fills in. And what I probably should have done, but I'm confident it'll work out okay, is the sending wishes little sentiment here. I should have stamped that first, and we're going to stamp that in Lost Lagoon. I think I got pretty lucky there. And again, we are going to be coloring in Light Lost Lagoon and, gosh, what other color did I do? Dark Pool Party. So Pool Party for the flowers and Lost Lagoon for the leaves. So when you're creating this card, I do recommend that you put the sentiment on first. That was an oversight on my part, but you also want to make sure that if you have extra gaps, that you know, take advantage of the small little sprig right here on your stamp set. You can use that as well to fill in. So these are just, this stamp set is just a fun, fast, easy way to create a very thoughtful card. And for me, as I said, calm and relaxing, because I just love how easy it is to color these in. It's not one of those stamp sets where you have to do a lot of blending. Now I am going to try to add a little bit of dimension, and all I'm doing is going over the center line there. And we got a little bit of a leaf there. Now we're just going to color in that flower. You know, these color combinations as well, they're not considered to be your traditional, but I think they look beautiful with these color combinations. Again, I'm using Pool Party and Lost Lagoon for the leaves. And again, for you craft-alongers, everything is pre-cut. But in case you want to reduplicate, you have your PDF. It has all the measurements there on your card size pieces that I've used. We're gonna, oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do with this. I am gonna take my cloud cover. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna use the cloud, and I'm gonna do a little bit of splattering. So what I'm gonna do is take the wide blend brush area, and I'm just gonna take my cap. I'm gonna flick it. Just to add a little bit of accent. You could have used whatever color. I think my directions say to use the Pool Party, but I thought the cloud gave a nice little accent. We're going to layer that right in the center there. Make sure my card's not upside down. Get that lined up there. Add some of our dimensionals. Not dimensionals, our embellishments. See, I really can't talk and craft at the same time. I'm thinking one thing and saying another. I think I'm going to go down here with it. All right, and that is our final card, guys. So we just created these beautiful cards, all 4 of them, with your craft along that came with your framed around stamp set. So you got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3, and 4. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. Again, refer to this video as often as you want. Share it with your friends. Have them subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd so appreciate it. Again, it's Rosemary Massaro, Craft with Ro. Thanks again for joining. Have a great, great night.